Hi everybody, I'm Jen. Welcome to Groove Fitness. Today we're going to focus on our inner thighs. So let's start with some dynamic stretches to warm up a little bit. Knees bent, side to side. You want to keep your back upright, shoulders back, chest lifted. Just work those knees side to side. You can add a shoulder roll. A few more. Okay, now feet are still wide. You want to bring your heel up, arms out to the side, bend down, touch that opposite toe. Now today, as we work the inner thighs, we'll also be hitting some other muscle groups, but our primary focus will be those pesky inner thighs today. Two more. I think I did three, did I? That's okay. Feet closer together. We want to do a hip rotation. Open those hips up. Stand up nice and tall. Two more. So we'll start today with a plie. So your legs are wide, your toes are pointed out. Foot position is very important for this if we want to hit all those inner thigh muscles. So toes out, again, back straight, shoulders back, hold those abs in tight, stand up nice and tall, bend your knees, and come up into a plie. As you come up, you are squeezing these inner thighs. Squeeze as hard as you can. Keep those toes pointed out. Down, squeeze, squeeze. Now the thing about inner thighs is we don't use them a whole lot in our everyday activities. We do use our quadriceps, we use our hamstrings, we use our glutes with a lot of the things that we do as we go throughout our day. But it's not too often that you're really working those inner thighs. So it's important to do a little extra in things like this. Down, squeeze. Squeeze. I want you to really concentrate on these muscles. It's easy to go through the motions with this kind of stuff and not really concentrate on engaging those muscles. So I want you to think about what you're doing. Don't just stand here and think about your grocery list or what you're doing for the rest of the day. Really concentrate on squeezing those inner thigh muscles. Engage them. Keep the abs tight, keep the back straight, and keep the toes pointed out. Let's do 8 more. 8. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now for our next exercise, I have a chair here in case you need it for balance. You can also just go to a wall. I figured for you to see me better, a chair would be better to show you. Start out with your right leg and press your heel towards the wall. And do you see I'm touching the floor in between? It's okay, you don't have to balance the whole time for this part. Again, back is straight, shoulders back, chest lifted, keeping those abs tight. Lead with your heel here. You don't want to be pointing your toe. You want to be flexing your foot, leading with your heel, like you're trying to touch the wall with your heel. And again, focus on squeezing that inner thigh. Squeeze, squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze. 4 more like this. So if you need to, just hold on to your chair here for balance. Now we're going to pulse this. Pulse, pulse, squeeze. Still leading with your heel. Make sure that you don't transfer that your toe is now leading. You want to lead with that heel. You should really be feeling it here. Hold on to your chair if you need to. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do the other leg. Same thing. Flex your foot, lead with your heel. It's okay to touch the floor in between here. Make sure the back stays straight, shoulders are staying back, and that you are concentrating, you're focusing on that inner thigh. Squeeze. Lead with your heel. Think about what you're doing. Squeeze. Squeeze. Keep going. It's a long time to balance on one leg. That's why for this first part, we touch the floor in between so that you're not trying to balance the whole time. Give me a few more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's start to pulse. Pulse. Lead with that heel. Flex your foot. Don't lead with your toe. Hold on to your chair if you need to for balance. Squeeze. Focus. Think about what you're doing. Are your abs still tight? Don't forget about them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. I'm going to go back to the plies. So toes pointed out. Down. Squeeze. 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 Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, squeeze hard as you can. 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, let's go to the floor. So I'm going to change the position. I'm going to lay this way for part of it, and then for the same exercise, we're going to go through this twice. I'm going to turn the other way, so whichever way you can see my body position better. So you're going to start out with your lower back pressed against the mat. You don't want to be able to slide your hands under like this. Press down. That tightens your abs up, so you're getting some ab work here too. So see, I can't slide my hands under my back. Let's put those legs up in the air. Flex your feet and turn your heels towards each other. And you're going to squeeze your inner thighs as you bring your legs together, and then out. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Keeping your lower back pressed into the mat. Squeeze, and making sure that your toes are pointed out. Your toes are nowhere near each other for this. Just your heels. Your heels are meeting in the middle. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Really concentrate. I know I keep saying that, but you lose focus when you start thinking of other things. Then you lose that concentration of squeezing those inner thighs. So I want you to really think about it through the whole workout. Squeeze them together. Squeeze. Let's do 8 more. 4, 3, 2. Now we're changing this. Point your toes and crisscross your legs. Keeping those legs straight. Keep your knees locked. Get them straight up in the air if you can. Keeping the lower back pressed into the mat. Abs are still tight. Squeezing those inner thighs. Crisscrossing your legs. Pointing your toes. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to face this way so that you have a different angle of what I'm doing. So again, lower back pressed into the mat. Make sure it's tight. Make sure those abs are tight. Legs up in the air. Flex your feet. Heels are meeting together in the middle. Squeeze. Squeeze. You're breathing, aren't you? You're not holding your breath. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Squeeze. Meet those heels in the center. Eight more. 4, 3, 2. Now point your toes and crisscross your legs. Keep those legs up. I know they're starting to get tired now. You want to put them down. Try to keep them up. Focus on squeezing. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs down. So for this next series, I want your feet together, but not touching. Your legs and your feet are not squeezed together, but they are close together. This one we are going to hit the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, and also the inner and outer thighs. So you come up into a bridge. When you come up into a bridge, you want to come up, squeeze your butt as tight as you can, and press through your heels. You're not pressing through your toes, press through your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes while you're doing this. So you'll come up, open your legs out, bring them back together. When you bring them back together, you're squeezing those inner thighs, and then release that contraction. Now when I say release, that doesn't mean come down here and relax. That just means release the contraction. So this is how it goes. Up, out, in, down. So do you see when I'm coming down, my butt isn't touching the floor. I'm just releasing. Keeping the abs tight. Up, out, in, down. So there's a lot going on here. When you come up, you want to squeeze your butt. Then you want to keep it tightly squeezed while you do the rest. So you're up, open your legs, squeeze the outer thighs. When you close your legs, you squeeze the inner thighs as tight as you can. As tight as you can. Up, out, in, down. Up, out, in, down. Keep going. Keep squeezing those glutes as you come up. Total lower body here. So really work it. Keep the abs tight. Up, out, in. Give me 2 more. Up, out, in, down. Now, I want you to come up and hold it. Hold it so the glutes are tight. You're squeezing them tight. You're going to open 2, close 2. Open 2, close 2. So as you open, concentrate on the outer thighs. As you close your legs, squeeze those inner thighs. Out, 2, in, 2. Keeping your glute tight and contracted here. Don't release it. This is staying tight the whole time we're doing these double in and outs. Out, 2, in, 2. Out, 2, squeeze, squeeze. Come on, squeeze those inner thighs. Just a few more. Keep the glutes contracted. One more time. And in, 2. Release it. Release it down. We're going to go through that series again with me facing this way. So you start out, remember, pressing through your heels. Up, out, in, down. Up, out, in, down. Lift your butt, squeeze. Squeeze those inner thighs as you bring your legs together. Keep going. We're going to do 8 more. Four more. Lift and squeeze. Last one. Now lift up and hold. Hold that contraction. Out, 2, in, 2. Out, 2, in, 2. Keep your butt lifted. Squeeze it. All right, let's think about these inner thighs. Out, 2, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Almost done. Out, 2, in, 2. Keep going. Four more times. Squeeze. One more time. All right, release it down. Good job. Let's stretch out those muscles that we just worked. Legs out straight, arms overhead. Full body stretch. Reach through your fingers and point through your toes. Nice and long. Inhale. Exhale your arms around, down, and draw your knees into your chest. Release that lower back. One knee in, the other leg straight out. You can rest that straight leg on the floor. Pull this knee into your chest. Feel the glutes, feel the hamstrings, feel the quadriceps stretching. Switch legs. Release, sit up. Bring your feet together. Scoot your butt up towards your heels. Grasp your toes. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure your back is straight and your shoulders are back. Make sure you're not sitting like this. Sit up nice and tall. Press your knees down. Feel that stretch in the inner thighs. I don't care how far your knees go down. Do you see mine don't go to the floor? That doesn't matter. I just want you to press down. Feel that stretch. Sitting up tall. Inhale. Exhale. Press, press, press. A little bit more. Great job. This is a good thing to do after a cardio workout for just a little extra toning, or if you just have a few minutes that you want to get some toning in for the day. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.